Okay, hello. I am here and I think everything is connected properly because I every time I switch from showing the computer screen like last week when we were doing the watching the documentary to this format when I am playing games, like I've got it set up as two separate Twitch layouts, but it still takes a while to plug in all the cords and get everything figured out. So yeah, I am here on time though. So and it appears that my microphone is even plugged in this time. Wow. So that's good. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of the microphone, I think I turned the volume up last time when I was watching the documentary, so I turned it back down. I hope it's good now. But today, what I am doing is playing the Lost Levels section, and then so we've got at least two more streams of The Last of Us Part 2. Because I realized I have the Lost Levels part, which I will do today, and then there's no return mode, which sounds really hard, but I am also curious because I found out today that you can play as different characters as you get clear it over and over. And playable Lev is something that I obviously really need in my life. So, yeah, I'll be definitely doing the no return as well. Um, but for today, we are going to do the Lost Levels, which is where? Where in the menus was that? It's not, is it in the, oh, okay, it is in the making of. So the internet said that this part will take about like 15 to 30 minutes or like about 10 minutes per level. But I have been informed that because of my gameplay style, it will probably take me closer to an hour, which that seems about right because I always want to look at all the things. And, if there's any frogs or anything, we're going to be checking that out. So let's take a look and see how it goes. Yeah, might as well jump in. Okay, so we've got the Jackson Party. Um, cool, cool. No spoken dialogue, only placeholder lines shown as subtitles. Interesting. And then the Seattle Sewers. Cool. And the Hunt, an abandoned general store. Okay. It is really cool that they decided to include these even if they are not like in a finalized format. Let me just adjust my camera here. Okay. So, well, let's start at the top and work our way down. First of all, we've got the Jackson Party. Um, Developer commentary, do we want that? Or do we want to just experience how it is? Introduction video seems good. Let's turn the commentary off and just take a look at it, I suppose. I'm not sure what that all includes, but I kind of want to just like look at it. So let's do that. But introduction video, yeah. Okay, let's go. It's loading.
You're about to play an unfinished level from The Last of Us Part 2.
I need to know what this font is. I should look it up.
The reason we added this section is there are a few sequences, and we picked the 3 of the best ones, that we cut from the game. Often we build a game that's much bigger than what ends up being the final product. They were months away from being finished, but we wanted to give you an insight of what it's like when we built a game, because often we have this whole thing constructed and it doesn't have final art or audio or dialogue. And here you get to see the building blocks of what it's like when we first string a bunch of these levels together.
Yeah,
This is the
pretty
intro
cool
to the first deleted level, and this one is the roughest of the 3. We wanted to show more of how Jackson operates. So this is the festival where Ellie ultimately kisses Dina. This sequence would have come very late in the game as a flashback sequence while you're in the farm with Dina. And we wanted to show what is the rest of Jackson doing, and wanted to put on the stick, make it interactive. So you could see when you're outside, there are all these almost like carnival games that you can play. You could mix drinks, you could play with these kids that are playing a sort of quicker Marco Polo, sit down and listen to conversations, and all the different interactions were first or second pass, very, very early passes. The building blocks are there, but nothing is final. And ultimately, while we were very excited by this sequence, it's pretty fun and lighthearted. it just slowed things too much as we're barreling towards the end of the story at this point.
Yeah, to put it
Again,
that late
reminder,
in the game is
rough,
interesting.
missing audio, missing animation, missing gameplay tweaks, missing dialogue, but pretty representative of what it would have been. So enjoy.
Cool. I'm looking at Ellie's like blue flannel shirt going, I have a shirt that looks exactly like that. A good choice. So even though I feel like the lighting looks unfinished compared to the way the actual game looks, but we still got so much detail like in the snow here and stuff. So we're just walking slowly. Can hear people hanging out. We're gonna look at everything, because why not? And this is why it's gonna take me an hour. Absolutely. Got some nice icicles there. Ellie, are you not cold? It's like snowing and you've got a t-shirt and a flannel. Like, this is a good outfit though. This is like, yeah, literally stuff I have in my closet. Love the music getting louder as you approach. Can we jump over this car? I know we can't, but... Oh, snowman! Cute! Oh, the, stereo audio design is really good here. When you turn, you can hear it in the different headphones and stuff. Over here we got, what, a lookout tower? I love how much Jackson just really looks like a pretty normal town. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, she is playing with something. I'm not sure. What are you doing? I'm not sure what she's doing. Hopefully it's something she can play with. I think it's fine. I don't know what it would be though. Look at all the lights on the trees. The stained glass window's good. So, can we talk to people then? Oh. Oh, can we like actually play mini games? Ah, yeah, you can see like the sculptures back there are not like fully rendered or anything. Okay. Press L2. Oh, Naruhodo. Okay. Ah, almost all of them. So close. Okay, we don't get to play this one. Oh, this is that cat, huh? Ah, there's nothing there. Well, I'm glad they're on good terms, mostly, seems like. The snow is really nice and crunchy when you walk on it. Hello, kid. Is this also a minigame? Or is this like based on... Oh my god! The kid is a clicker. That's so funny. Get the clicker. Yeah, it makes sense that the kids would play games like that. Oh my god. Oh wait, they already got me? That was fast. I thought I got this kid. Oh, there are duplicate kids because this was an early development phase. Remember how I was just like talking last time about how there's so much good variety of NPCs that like you don't see duplicates? Well, there's like okay, there are 2 varieties of child here and there are a lot of them. That is unsettling. I love this get the clicker game though. Like if you were a child, pretending to be a clicker would be so fun. This is a great game. Love that. That person has nothing to say, but it looks like we can sit down over here. Right? We have to be on this side. Ellie, come on. There we go. It's a nice fire. Oh, we're just hanging out. Listening to music and the children screaming. Like, when I first walked into this area, I was like, those children are screaming like they're zombies, and it turns out that that's exactly what they were doing. So, love that. That's a nice place to sit. That's probably where I would be if I was hanging out here. Oh my god, more duplicate children. Ooh, another minigame. Okay. Oh, okay. Press it and then press it again. Oh wait, do I have to like, hold on. You gotta give me another try. That was too fast for my brain to think. Okay. I panicked. I only get 1 try? Oh man. The duplicate children look like they're disappointed in me. Oh, that's a whole pig. And that's a very cartoony looking pig compared to all of the graphics in this game. Lol. You've got a nice partially rendered pig. I guess they gotta keep cooking it till it's fully rendered. That's when you know it's done. And this, oh, this must be the drink mixing minigame. Love that this was like a whole thing. Man. All bad options, personally. I don't like any of those. Ellie doesn't seem to particularly care. Oh, she thinks it was actually pretty good. She smiled a little bit. I wonder what... Okay, we can't make her try different things. I'm curious if she had different reactions to different ones and, like, has a favorite. I love all these, like, these lawn chairs with this type of woven lawn chair is another thing that is giving me weird nostalgia because I haven't seen one in real life in years. Maybe it's not a thing here. I don't see chairs made like that. I don't know. It's just weird. Got some nice bread, and what are those, olives? Where the heck do you grow olives in Jackson? Don't olives need, like, warm climates? That's a lot of spoons. They look really flat. Spoons and forks, various sizes. The bread looks good, and they've even got like little rolls and stuff. I want a mini game with bread. This guy is cooking something that may or may not actually be in there. The lighting is definitely like darker than the actual game. This looks like a good party though. Let's just like see what we can see through this fence. Fountain that is understandably not on because it's winter. And we got a bulletin board. What are they? Oh, this is the winter dance. The winter dance. Help needed. Moving horse supplies. On Tuesday. Hey, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I have to stream today. My hair is a good color. Before I wash any of the bright blue dye out, I have to stream today. And also, I'm so excited to have more. I'm like so not ready to be done with this game. So I'm glad that I have at least like 2 more times of streaming to play more stuff with it. So probably even more than that, because let's be honest, it's going to take me forever to get through the no return mode. That does not sound like something I'll be good at, but I will do my best, and we will set it on an easy difficulty level. 5-minute clip. Was that the alternate ending thing that you were talking about? And if so, where do I find that? I know, no return mode just sounds like something that will not be one of my strong points. But we gotta do it for playable Lev. It's gotta happen. Oh, okay, okay. We'll see if I can do that, because the problem is it requires reconfiguring my whole Twitch screen. And I'm not sure if I can do that when I just changed it back. Okay, so before we go in there, we're gonna go look out here and see what else there is. This is a nice quiet little... Oh. Oh. Did I interrupt you guys? Sorry, I didn't even see you over here. The screen is too dark with your slightly unrendered lighting. Yeah, I'm just gonna like play it on easy mode, because I want to play it more to experience it than to have the challenge. If I enjoy it enough that I want to try it on a higher difficulty level, I will, but I am just going in with the goal of unlocking Lev and some of the other characters now that I know that that's a thing. Like, that's what it's all about. Depending on what he's wearing, too, maybe that will be a chance to get a better reference for whatever design is on his t-shirt, so... Priorities. Okay, so... It's pretty quiet over here, not a whole lot going on other than people talking. And more nice crunchy snow. It's on this side. Okay, just more snow. Well, it's time to go inside and go see what Dina is up to. Oh yeah, that would be... Oh. Tommy and Maria. Oh, okay, that was it. Oh, so we don't actually go into the party, we just see that part of it. Well, that was cool. I'm glad that we got to see, like, a little bit more of, yeah, what's going on there. Okay, I actually want to go back in here for just a second. We're going to turn the introduction video off because we just saw it. I want to go back in here, try the minigame one more time, and see. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't turn on the developer commentary. I suppose I could do that. I just wanted to see the introduction video. I wasn't sure how much the developer commentary adds to it. And I also wasn't sure how long the area would actually be. But playing as the... oh, wait, like playing as an actual clicker, not just as these children Can we run? Okay, we can run. I did not know that we could run. I was just like slow walking over here. Wonder what those kids are doing with the fire. Oh yeah. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Okay. I want to try this mini game again and not panic this time and like not hit the button. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so it does do something different if you actually like hit it properly. But their reaction is basically the same. Okay, slightly different dialogue, but otherwise pretty much the same. Let's try this again now that I know what is going on here. And we'll perhaps press the right button. Okay. Okay, R1 to listen. Oh my god. Okay, so even when you do try to get the kid with the triangle button, they do just catch you. Okay, so I did do it correctly last time. That's funny. Okay, and then one other thing. I want to see if we get a different drink for Ellie if she has a different reaction. Does she have favorites? Let's see. Or does she also say that was pretty good? Okay, so she has no real preference at this point in the game. I would have been curious to know. Alright, so I think we've seen what there is to see here. That's cool. Let's go on. And I love that this is just another Ellie outfit that I just own by default out of my own clothes that I can put her in for photos someday. Okay, Seattle sewer system. Let's go. Once again, let's put the video on, but maybe the commentary off. The level... Okay, so the commentary? Or the, like... the, Okay, okay. We'll put the commentary on then. I wasn't sure, like, how much it would take you out of the atmosphere of being in this level of the game, but I guess, yeah, it would probably be interesting to hear what they have to say about how it was made.
In this second deleted level, which is an extended sequence of the sewers in Seattle, this comes on the heels of where Ellie goes into a building and she survives an attack by stalkers and gets thrown out of a window and gets swept away by the current. And then we cut this section that used to be there in the final game. Now you will get to play it. So this was a way to get a bit more interesting puzzles, interesting traversal, figure out how Ellie can navigate the sewers with the fighting current. Ultimately, with a lot of these levels and these sequences, the reason why we cut them were for pacing purposes. But here it is for you in this very kind of raw form that part of it will feel finished, parts of it will feel like assets are missing as far as audio, animation won't be final, but it's a glimpse into what a game looks like when it's months away from finishing. Enjoy.
That's cool. I like that they included this. Oh, this part. We're starting off right with this part. This was so crazy in the actual game when I was like unprepared for that and did not know that was gonna happen. Like, that was crazy. Underwater zombies is also crazy. and all this blood in the water and like. That is a strong current. Do we actually have? Oh god. Any control over where? Okay, so we have slight control over which direction we're facing, but the current is very strong. Okay. And we can jump out over here. Oh, so I see the commentary. Hey, welcome. The commentary shows up as like
Where the hell am I?
little thought bubbles. So we've got tunnel B over there, and let's go check out what's up here.
The ladder acts as an immediate goal for the player, but being able to climb out is not going to be so easy. To keep levels interesting and engaging, we alternate between positive and negative values the player experiences. Here, it's a positive to have found a ladder, but then a negative to discover it's not the solution. But then another positive to identify the next short-term goal of the doorway.
Fucking kidding me.
By alternating between these opposing values, we give players what they expect, but not how they expect it.
Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. And I think, you know, we get a lot of that in this game. So if we're not going this way, we gotta go over to there, which is gonna be tricky because this is a very strong current. So I guess, can we make it across here? Or are we just gonna get stuck on this grate? Okay. We can move that way and jump out. What is that? Oh yeah. Drowning. Warning.
This level, internally known as Find Nora, was quite long in duration as we had to make Ellie traverse a far distance to the opposite side of downtown Seattle. The sewer section was originally longer than what we released the game with, approximately 10 minutes more. This was one of the few areas of the game that used water flow as part of a traversal puzzle. The player has to go upstream to use the current to get to the platform to reach the other side. We mostly cut this mechanic game-wide, however it remained in essence in the section swimming to the aquarium as Ellie when you were avoiding the waves.
Ah. Yeah, it is a cool mechanic, but if it was going to be like, I can see why they took certain things out for pacing. Oh, you know that there's going to be zombies in there, but wait, I don't have any. Okay, I have some supplies.
When players reach the doorway and enter into the room, they're faced with a dead end. The real reason for this dead end room is that on the reversal, when exiting back out of the doorway, players are faced with the route onwards. A pipe that they'd not been able to see when they were swept past it on the way in, and something that was hidden from view when on the side platforms.
Yeah.
The intention here being that the only option is to go off the standard path in order to search for a way out.
Okay, that is cool design.
What have we got here?
I'm relieved that there's no zombies in here. Not that I'm gonna need it, but I might as well pick up stuff if there's stuff in here. It's always nice to collect things. Yeah, so you go in this room and you're like, wow, okay, nothing in here, and then you see that, and then it's time to jump and hope that we've got this. Oh yeah, I got this. Okay.
Get me the hell out of here.
Ellie is not enjoying this level as much as I am. The water and stuff is, oh, slippery.
Throughout the rest of the level, we also use light to indicate to the player that they were heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
At each turn, however, we block the direct route forward.
So you gotta
Players
go.
would know that they just have to keep finding alternative paths, promoting those feelings of being desperate and trapped.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, it's right there, but we can't get there.
We slowly introduce the player to consider climbing into smaller pipes and crouching in these tight spaces. This is to slowly build up to and encourage the player to climb into such a small pipe that they'd have to be crawling on their stomach, which is something that the player previously may not have recognised as a playable space, let alone the desired route they need to take.
Up and out. Just keep going up and out.
We added a tiny space just to reward the player's exploration with a pickup item, and we made sure it was something that made sense that you'd find in this area. A canister and all the garbage that had been washed into the sewers from the surface.
That's a very small spot. Okay, wait, where's the item? Did I accidentally pick it up without noticing, or they're just talking about? Can we go down there? Oh, I see. There is stuff down there. Cool, cool. This is a nice little hideout. Other than that, it's like probably freezing cold and smells bad, but like nice little spot.
We love the idea of making Ellie prone through a tiny, dirty pipe in order to get out, as it was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
opportunity to use our prone mechanic. The
That
unique
is
camera
tiny.
setup was created to support crawling in these pipes, as the standard prone
Oh,
camera is
shit,
much
Ellie.
higher above the player. We also created custom collision in order for Ellie to maneuver in these tight spaces easily. Initially, the oblong collision capsule around her character caused issues crawling around corners. We put extra effort into the custom corner collision, so the movement experience is as smooth as the main game.
That's cool. And yeah, having like these little bits of light that make you be like, it's so close, but we can't fit through there. Is really interesting. Oh, this area looks like it would be so gross to crawl through, though.
In order for the player to feel cramped, claustrophobic and desperate, we'd been enforcing the traversal mechanics that allow for a tight environment which promote these feelings. We introduced the use of the squeeze through so that we can keep the player feeling enclosed and tight, but without repeating the same geometry. Here we change from low ceilings with wider walls to high ceilings and tight walls to change up the spatial pacing and keep the level from repeating itself.
Smart.
Shitty place to die.
That is true.
Originally, we had the waterline much higher here, so players had to swim through this tight tunnel. However, from watching user test feedback, it was occasionally causing people to discount the route entirely and turn back on themselves. So to avoid any risk of this happening in the final game, we present a lower water level so the tunnel is easy to see and commit to using.
Aw.
Although this isn't as impactful without the prone swim, it's the better decision as it means a smoother experience for the player with no backtracking frustration.
That's true. You might just think that you can't go in there.
As we surface from the water and over the crest of the slope, we reveal what is further in this tunnel. A clicker that has sprouted and fungus has grown on the sides of the pipe.
Damn it.
It was great to see people who user tested this area becoming increasingly worried as we forced the player to squeeze past the fungus and inches away from the clicker's face, all the time not being sure whether the clicker might be alive or attack them.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
we aren't as cruel as to force a clicker attack in such close proximity, we do have a payoff for this moment. This clicker momentarily turned into Joel to show Ellie's PTSD from what happened to
Ah.
Joel at the start of the game.
Yeah, this is...
Ultimately, we decided to save this moment for the farm level, as it was more
Oh.
impactful there because it could become the centerpiece of that experience. Whereas in the sewers, we weren't able to make it as much of a narrative point and give it the breathing room and reaction time that it deserves, given the tight space.
That makes sense. It is very stressful when you like start going into the tunnel and notice the fungus. Yeah, I would have been trying so hard to shoot this thing. But of course you cannot use a gun in that small space. Oh yeah, that's... And the flashlight is gonna choose right now to go out? Oh my god. Oh! Okay, that... Yeah. I see. That is really interesting, but yeah, the way they chose to incorporate it later is more impactful.
Ah, oh, shit.
Oh god, and it's slippery and you're sliding. Wow. Okay, that's cool though, like to see what they had in mind.
For the final section, we eventually opened you out into a wider area as you traverse through such tight spaces leading up to this. So changing the environmental pacing makes it begin to feel like we're coming to the end of Ellie's ordeal. An earlier iteration used the current that we'd shown at the start for a slightly tougher traversal puzzle to conclude the sewers. The ladder was clearly visible from most of the area, but the player was faced with a fast-flowing torrent of water they couldn't cross. If the player attempted to jump into the water, they were not able to swim across the ladder due to the water's speed. But instead, they had to traverse the pipe running along the top of the space in order to get across the water.
Oh, many roaches, even in early development.
Using this pipe was retained in the iteration we shipped with, as it's the last of the extreme methods Ellie has to undergo in order to escape the sewers, and what she will go through in her pursuit of revenge.
Nice, nice. I'm like looking for items, like, what if we don't get all the items? But, you know, I'm not even gonna be able to save them for the
The
next
last ladder
section.
climb is quite lengthy, and although we could have trimmed it down to a shorter climb, we liked how this last segment of the journey built anticipation for whether there was
Oh, yeah.
success at the top or not after all you've been through.
That's a tall
Ultimately, the ladder exits out into the subway station, which is how it connects in the final game. Ellie then has to find her way to the hospital from here, crossing paths with the Scars for the first time.
And that's stressful for a moment before the triangle shows up too, when you're like, wait, can I not actually get out of here? Cool, cool. Nice, nice. All right, let's take a look at the hunt. And we'll make sure everything's on for this one too. Got our little loading screen moths.
For this third and final deleted level, what we call the boar hunt sequence, this was a sequence
Oh.
pretty late in the game. It was right after the whole Seattle Abby sequence where Abby spares Ellie. And then we wanted to come back into Ellie's story,
Yeah.
but keep it a bit mysterious of how much time has passed, where is Ellie now? So we're coming in on Ellie and she's following a trail of blood. And we wanted to mirror in a way the deer hunt sequence
Yeah, I
from
could.
the
That
first
makes
game, but
sense.
this time do it with a boar. And there's something with Ellie that now she can't let go of this violence. She's pursuing it, even against this innocent animal. This was another opportunity to show how the violence that Ellie has experienced, the violence that she witnessed being afflicted onto Joel, is still sticking with her. And she's still experiencing these PTSD moments. This was a sequence that was pretty far along and was cut pretty late in production. Parts of it are still really rough, but the gameplay, the building blocks were all there. I think you'll have fun to see, like, again, a rough, unfinished sequence that you can play. You can see all the way to the end, and including a cinematic that we end up cutting. And the remnants of the sequence ended up being mentioned in Ellie's journal. So this part of
Yeah.
the story that we developed still made its way into the game as kind of optional stuff that you could read about, but here you get to experience it. So as a reminder, this is pretty rough, months away from being finished, but you get to see it now.
I mean, the sewers, despite being pretty rough, were like still, you know, more fleshed out than I expected them to be, I suppose. That is some very bright red blood.
Where are you?
But yeah, like overall, it looks pretty good. The lighting over here looks pretty good too. Is this the same shirt that she was wearing in the beginning part that we just played of the first of these levels? Okay, well, time to check out what is up with this blood. It would be interesting to, yeah, like have had the game start here and wonder, like, whose blood is this? But then, yeah,
So
it does
the
feel
boar hunt was one of the hardest levels for me to work on.
like
it was
the
a
deer
huge challenge
hunting
with
level.
the systems that we had, and we kept trying, but it never felt quite right. Originally, the level happened after the Jackson Festival, which also got cut, but before Farm. Once the festival got cut, it became the prologue to Farm. The intended experience is that we jump forward in time after the fight with Abby in the theater. We don't know where Dina is. We likely assume she's dead because she was just bleeding out.
Yeah.
Ellie is alone. Her hair is short. So maybe this is the future or the present. And she's hunting. Hunting who? Abby still?
Yeah, exactly. So this is it's a pretty big area. Like obviously, it makes you want to follow the blood directly, but there's like a lot of other random area that you can explore. It's not just that path. Just gonna take a little look over here, 'cause why not?
Lose it.
Still got a little bit of snow. I'm gonna go over here again before I get lost.
There it is.
I just want to look over here. Okay, we're good. This way it is. That is a pretty big boar.
In early iterations of the fight, it was more arena-like. The player slowly whittles down the boar's health. Ellie gets more visceral and more vicious. We get a little worried about her. As the boar gets weaker, more panicked, more feral, and we start feeling sympathetic to the boar was the hope. In all of these iterations, especially of these wider areas, it required custom AI and scripting to make sure it continued to feel organic as an animal, but we really needed it to do specific stuff. It needed to be able to close distances really, really quickly. It needed to charge to attack, but we wanted the feeling of hunting, so we needed to track it down from afar. And we also needed to discourage the player from attacking the boar when it's that close, or it would kind of turn into this melee kerfuffle. How do we do this in our world while keeping the boar believable?
Yeah, that all sounds fairly complicated when you put it like that. Oh yeah, no worries about responding. Thank you for dropping by even though you're at work. Ah, and then we get to the store over here. I see where we're going.
We must have gone through 5 or 6 iterations of the boar fight and all, and every single time it changed pretty drastically. We split it into clear phases, where one was like all long range. We tried another where you're getting close and you get the jump on it quite literally. You're jumping off of a rock to attack it. And then finally, we tried a bunch where you almost sort of go around a bunch of trailers and try and wrestle it. We uncovered after some time that taking down a boar over several phases felt very laborious and a little dramatic.
Yeah.
It was comically long. It felt too boss-like, a little too gamey. We
That makes
decided
sense.
to cut the first few phases, and we opted for a cold open after the boar had already been hurt off-screen. So that allowed us to focus on feeling like we're closing in on prey and to introduce the boar when it was at its most dangerous. Already hurt, already feral, much too close for comfort. And so the thinking was it would bring us more into Ellie's mindset. Is this really hunting for food, or is she hunting for some other reason?
It's interesting to have it go through so many iterations and then like end up cutting it in the end. But I suppose, yeah, decisions like that are really important to keeping the game pacing well, like, you know, smooth. And also to like
Gotta get in there.
not be so attached to this thing despite spending so much time creating it if it's not actually benefiting the game as a whole and what you're trying to convey. So yeah, tough decisions for the development team to make, I would think, but really interesting to hear how that process goes. I was hoping we could swing on the swings, but okay.
How the hell do I get in there?
Well, let's look at the, oh, we can't fit through there? Okay. These specific carousel horses, too, are such a thing. There's so many, like, weird little, nostalgic American
the gas station
things.
was built to highlight the
So
boar's
interesting.
destructiveness. Since it's cramped, the boar feels larger. We also feel trapped with it, though perhaps it's trapped with us. When it charges, it gets to us quickly, so we must be on our toes.
Yeah, that
This
sounds...
made it more aligned with Ellie's sort of hunting for trouble mindset. Listening became more important, as well as moving around slowly so it didn't hear you. Could you spot it before it saw or heard you? And could you get a shot off quickly enough so you could dodge out of the way? Or is the shot worth the cost after? It feels like a gamble. By the end of the fight, everything would likely be in shambles, The boar would burst through the back, and Ellie would follow it and finally enact revenge.
Got you.
Oh god. Oh. That's not a good sound. Where are you? Oh, ouch. Oh, okay, okay, this is serious. Okay, it doesn't take off that much health though, and I saw Snacks over there, so that's good. But I wonder how much damage we're doing to his health. Oh, we've got a trail of scent, like with the dogs. Okay. Interesting. Can I jump up here? I want to jump onto a surface. Can't go in there. Is it following us? It is, isn't it? Can we shoot it multiple times? Or is this gonna just leave us in a corner where we're in trouble? We're gonna find out! It's slowly working its way over? Perhaps? It looks like it's just going in circles over there. You gonna actually come over here? I think it's stuck.
It's over.
Oh,
Nowhere to run.
just one more shot. Oh, okay, that wasn't much. Grab some snacks anyway. And then it goes out the back door. We don't have a flashlight.
The boar kill was supposed to be anything but glorious. With the boar whimpering at the back of the gas station after Ellie's relentless hunt. After this, hearing the drone that we kind of come to associate with Ellie's trauma, we would hard cut to the stream where she's washing her hands and holding rabbits that she hunted, about to return to Dina. And there would be no mention of the boar.
Interesting. Yeah. You can see that it's not actually killing the boar that Ellie is after. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what they're doing. Wow. Wow, okay. All right, well, we've done them all, but I didn't have the commentary on for the first one because I just wanted to see what it was like. So let's turn off the introduction video because we already saw it, but let's see what commentary it has, and we'll wrap up there for tonight after we check out what they had to say about this one. This is cool. I like the opportunity to see what these are like, and they're honestly way more finished than I expected them to be. I thought we'd have like a lot of like unrendered shapes and stuff, and instead it's just been like a few background assets and like some things that could be more complete, but like it's way more than I expected it to be. Okay. Hello again, unskippable cutscene. So let's see it with commentary this time.
Originally, this level was going to transition us to farm. We would go all the way through to the dance, where Ellie and Dina share their first kiss. Then we would play through farm, and when Ellie plays the guitar at night, she would remember the Seth incident. So, the opening for this was a little tricky. We needed it to match at least a little what you might expect emotionally coming from prior beats, because we were already purposefully disorienting you in time and space. Remember, you just came from this huge fight. To jump straight into it would have been a little too jarring. After some back and forth, we rooted it in Ellie's nerves, calling back to her hands shaking in the theater. But this time, for a much more innocuous reason we'll find out later. She's nervous because she has a crush on Dina, who is the only reason why she's here at the dance.
Makes sense.
Something we really wanted to do was highlight the way their lives had turned upside down since she went down this path. We had this idea of recontextualizing all of our usual gameplay mechanics that were designed for really violent ends. The workbench, door bashes, throwable weapons, and even the infected, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Peppered throughout the level are moments of levity or shared history, all the while seeing how happy and mundane they all were before her huge revenge odyssey.
Yeah, that is interesting to see. Okay, what do they have to say about all these?
It is not a festival without one of these throwing games. This one, of course, uses our throwable system where you're often chucking explosive things or stunning things, but for a more wholesome purpose, although some people take this game really seriously. The fun aspect of this is if you did well, you could win a toy here. Ellie would place it in her pocket. If you had done this, you'd find the toy with JJ, the baby, later back at the farm.
Oh,
When we
that's
cut
fun.
this, the toy made it through anyway because it was so cute. It is the same one you see on the tractor at the farm. Ollie the
Ah,
elephant.
wait. Where's Ollie? Is Ollie here, or was that too early? In the... Cannot see what's on that shelf. It's so dark. Okay, but we got a rabbit and like something, and a giraffe, and that is not an elephant either. So, but I'm glad that Ollie the elephant was a thing. I was slightly disappointed that he wasn't a dog, but that's okay.
The makeup artist is pretty simple. It's one of those little in-game scenes we peppered in to make it feel like Ellie had roots in the town. Hallie, our writer, mentioned that in her mind, an ex-girlfriend of Ellie's tattooed her arm to cover up her scar. So we figured this might be the only time you get to see that. We wanted to hint at it and allude to it and make it feel like there had been so much more that had been happening and so much more that Ellie threw away.
The duplicate children.
This is one of my favorite sections because I think that it achieves both the slice of life aspect of Jackson while also being a stark reminder
Yeah.
of how dark the world that they live in really, really is.
Exactly. This
To
is
attract
such a
attention and
good
curiosity. One of the
example.
kids was supposed to make this adorable, messed up little clicker impression, and the others would giggle. We tried a version where if you got close enough, the kid might try and follow you a little before turning back. Since clickers are blind and move by echolocation, for this game of messed up tag, Ellie must close her eyes and listen for when the children give themselves away. The thought was that these kids are in relative safety. They still grow up with the dangers of clickers and runners, and all those lessons would embed themselves in the games that they play. When the festival got cut, they tried to preserve this moment and move it to the front of the game where the snowball fight is, as a tutorial. However, being in the headspace of a clicker doesn't really teach you how to deal with them. Eventually, it evolved, and they instead made the snowball fight, which was, I think, way more effective. For me, it's character illuminating that not only does Ellie know this game, she plays along. There's a familiarity with the kids that's really nice to see, especially because it's such a difference from the Ellie we see later, who has a sort of hollow normalcy that she's trying to get with JJ, but kind of fails.
Interesting. Yeah. I can see why they made, all the decisions that they did, but it's also like very cool to see the thought that was put in. I love this little like clicker tag game. And how that brings an aspect of this scary world that they live in into some, this safe everyday sort of place that they're in.
We use our workbench a lot to make a lot of things that kill and maim and hurt people. Here, we had the silly idea of using the same feel, harkening back to the same animations, using the exact same UI
Yeah,
to
that's
instead
fun.
fix a drink. Like the workbench, you could pick your base and then you could add something to it. And at the time, we had some different reactions from Ellie based on how
Yeah,
strong
see,
you chose
that's
to
what
make
I
the
wanted
drink.
to see. Is what
Something
what
we
were
wanted
the
to prototype
reactions.
though before it got cut was picking up some ingredients around to add, like a lime or maybe a bottle of someone's favorite whiskey or salt. Like you were earning upgrades. We also toyed with having Ellie carry around the drink you made and occasionally sip it, psyching herself up to go talk to Dina inside because she's nervous. It got too noodly though, because she would need to keep placing it somewhere before she did anything. So it would have ended up more trouble than it was worth.
Yeah, like nice details, but it's understandable that that doesn't exactly like work out.
There's a hidden spot at the back that was just a bit of fun. It was highlighting Jackson's normalcy with something we would find in a real world. In the back, you would find teenagers finding some alone time with each other in a dark corner of a party. It was rewarding the player for peeking into a hidden corner, but ultimately redirecting them back to the festival. We also had versions of them smoking weed here, despite Maria's consternation, probably having gotten it from Eugene.
Okay, one more. Oh, can I not walk through there? Okay. One more speech bubble somewhere. Where is it? Is it up here? I mean, they do find it at the beginning of the game. Can we not jump over that wall? That's a really short wall. We could jump over that. Okay, wait. Where's the last? I swear it said that there was one more. Am I just like losing my mind? I thought there was one more. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick spin and make sure that I didn't lose any of these. Before we go through that door. Okay, I don't see any more of them. I thought it said that that was like 4 out of 5 or something. Although I also was not like necessarily looking at the numbers that carefully. Okay, you cannot go out once you've come into this area. I do not see it. It's not over here. Unless it's like over here and then they give you one final bit of commentary. Yeah, I like the lights and it does all feel very cozy and overall very normal. Alright, let's see. Is that the end of this? I guess so. Well, that was very cool. I'm glad that I got to see those levels and that they included them in the game, like even unfinished. That's really cool. Yeah, and they were overall way more complete than I expected them to be. So, yay. So, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up for today. I know that was a short stream, but it did in fact take me exactly 1 hour. Look at that. Even though part of it is because I went through one of the levels 3 times because I just had to see everything. But yeah, that was pretty good. So, next week I will be back for no return mode, which I will probably do terribly at. But we'll see. We're just gonna put it on easy and see how it goes. But yeah. No, I didn't do no return yet. I'm gonna start that next week. So tune in next week if you want to see that. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, I'm gonna be so bad at this. But now that I know that you can unlock other players, and especially Lev, I am like motivated. So we're gonna make this happen. So yeah, next week I will be back to streaming at my usual time, hopefully. If I can wake up and get out of bed and get to work on time so I'm not late getting home like I was today. But yeah, thank God it's almost spring. I am so done with this cold weather. Anyway, yes, thank you to all of you for tuning in for this time. That was fun to look at, and I'm glad that I still will be able to play more of this game next week. So until then, yeah, see you around the internet and social media, and everybody take care and have a good week until next week. All right, bye.